What's up, guys? DB Base on here, checking in another day on the Blazer build. So I'm not sure, I haven't really edited any videos or did any uploading, so I think this is the third or fourth part of the part one of the series, which would be the bodywork and paint and all that. So let me show you guys what we got going on. Yeah, I had to get a coat of epoxy on it because it just kept on, rust kept coming out every morning. So I just got tired of that. As you can see, it didn't really bond well because I did it kind of late. So I gotta sand a couple pieces here and there. And the main part where the rust started to come back a little bit was here, and a little bit on the roof. It's no big deal. I'll take care of that. Everything else seems to be perfect. As you can see, look at the beautiful body lines, nice and straight. This is where we did our repair. Can't even tell it was there. Everything's been epoxied, even the tailgate. It's looking good. So now, the challenge today, as you can see, I didn't get this on video of cutting it, but I cut out the hole or the patch where the rust was, or most of the rust was bad. It had, rusted through all the way. As you can see here, we got two pieces. This is the outer shell of the bed, and then we got the inner part, which would be what you see right there. That would be this. So I know you guys are probably thinking, oh, he's just gonna cut a piece of metal and weld it back in there, and yeah, well, look, I don't have a piece of metal. I didn't go out and buy a piece of metal, and I'm a fiberglass guy, so I built me a mold of the contour of the bed of where I'm gonna do my repair, and it's gonna slide right in here. Just gotta tweak it a little more, but it's nearly there. Let's see. Okay, sort of like that. I just gotta push it in and I just gotta set it in place. But it's gonna be kind of like that. I bought an epoxy that bonds to metal and fiberglass, so that's what I'm gonna use to bond my two pieces. And then I'm gonna do a very thin fiberglass coat over to have it overlap over the metal. And up here, since I got a couple little rust pits here, so I'm gonna do that to fix that also. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to setting this in place so it won't move, so we can get our epoxy in it. And then okay, guys, so I got it set in there. This is how pretty much it's gonna go. As you can see, it kind of goes in about a 32nd of an inch into the it's not completely flush. On some parts it is, but this is gonna help for when I do the second layer of resin. It won't fiberglass, it won't bulge out. So but yeah, it's staying in here, as you can see. So I'm going to go ahead and mix up my epoxy and go ahead and bondle this thing. Bond this thing on there. So the epoxy that I bought, I got it from Napa. It's called Versachem. Well, the company that makes it is Versachem Plastic Welder. That's what they call it. But as you can see here, it says bonds ABS, acrylic, ceramic, China, fiberglass, glass, most metals. So this is gonna be perfect. And always read the directions. Don't just go by eyeballing it or whatever. That way you can get a good adhesion. It says bond sets in 3 to 4 minutes and item can be handled in 15 minutes. So here it says does not bond to polyethylene or polypropylene plastics, so don't use it on that. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and mix this thing up and apply it. And okay, so I applied the epoxy. As you can see, it's like a cream color. It's already starting to harden. Hopefully it works like it should. I'll put a clamp up here. I'll put a whole bunch of epoxy under it, and then when I said this, I put a clamp on it to make sure it would bond to. There's like a piece of metal under this. This is like a double layer. I don't know, you can tell right there. See, it's a double layer. So so it would get a good bond there. And I think it should turn out pretty good. Supposedly in 15 minutes, you can handle it. So I guess you can work on it. So once it dries, those 15 minutes, I'm gonna come check it out. If it's hard and I can sand it, I'm gonna go ahead and sand it. Okay guys, it's been like 30 minutes. This thing it's hard. Let me see if I can show you guys. See that? I mean, the whole panel is flexing, not just that piece that I just. So I love this epoxy. It's great epoxy, super strong. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is sand this, because it's a little high spots. I don't know if you could tell. Yeah, see that? Focus. So sand that down with my die grinder and my sanding pad. See, let me show you guys how this works in case you've never seen this. So you buy these little sanding pads. 3M makes them, but I buy them the cheap ones from Harbor Freight. I think it's like $6 or $10. I can't remember, for like a pack of 10. And you just screw it on here, and it just tightens as it spins, because it spins clockwise. So it tightens clockwise. So I'm just gonna go ahead and sand this and show you guys what it looks like, and then I'm gonna do another coat of epoxy just to make sure, you know, we have a really good bond, and I won't have any problems down the road. But man, that's freaking sweet right there. Look at that. I love that. Alright, so let me get to sanding, and I'm gonna mix it and show you guys that. Alright, so I sanded the area down. So you can see no high spots up here also, and I kind of sanded this flush right here. There's a little bit of a gap from when I cut the metal off, so I'm gonna fill that with the epoxy also, just to get a real nice nice bond. Everything, I want everything to be solid. This should I don't know if you ever guys ever looked, if you have a granite countertop in your house, I don't know, in your kitchen or in your bathroom or whatever. A lot of times the joints, most of the time actually, the joints where where they can't do a one-piece countertop and they have to join them from the bottom, they do small cuts like across the joint, the groove where it's going to join, and they fill it with they stick a piece of metal in there and fill it with epoxy. That's what they use, and that stuff is really strong. I mean, to break that, it's tough. I mean, I had to cut one of those things off because we were going to install the countertop in a different place, and I'm telling you guys, that stuff is hard to you know, break. So it's always right to choose the right material for the job. So now we're gonna go ahead and oh shit. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and mix this and get back to you guys. Okay, so I mixed up the epoxy and put it in here. There was a deep spot right there. I leveled it out. Went over a little bit into the paint, but that's alright. I mean, the primer, I'll sand that off. That ain't no big deal. Filled in a lot of the pits. We'll see how that goes. I don't even know if it's going to do well on that, because it had a little bit of rust in it, but hey, we'll see. And let me see if I can get it to focus. Alright, right here on the hole, or the crack that I had, filled in real nice right here. As you can see, you know, if you get a little bit, you can always sand that down. That's not a problem. So I'm just going to go ahead and let it dry for a couple of hours, and I'm gonna let it dry for a couple of hours. I'm gonna come back and sand a little further down on the paint this way, maybe about 2 inches, about this much, and then just start smoothing it out. I don't think I'm gonna do the fiberglass, because that thing, I think it's pretty damn strong, so I don't think there's any need for it. And besides, the fiberglass that I have, it's pretty thick. I think it's a I can't remember how thick it is, but it's gonna be too much. I'm gonna have to feather out like all the way over here, and I just don't want to do that. It's not necessary. So I'm just gonna do whatever I need to do with the Bondo here, and go ahead and get a little bit of primer on it, and tomorrow when it warms up, because today's a little cloudy and windy, it looks like it's gonna rain or something, and but tomorrow I'm gonna go ahead. See, I missed this since I did it kind of late. I didn't see that, so I need to go ahead and sand that down a little bit and put some rust reformer on it there, and I guess here too, you know, just the spots where a little bit of rust has come up. Put a little bit of rust reformer on it. Should be good to go. And also, see, there was a lot of rust here, and I put the epoxy on it. I guess you just gotta get a thick coat of it on it, but it hasn't come back up. I mean, some spot it has, but I guess because it had dirt, I mean, a little bit of dirt or something on it, and it didn't quite bond correctly, but it's pretty good. But here you can see the rust has come up, so I'm just give that a little sand with a little solution to stop the rust. I'll show you what that is when I do that, and then get a little bit of rust reformer on it to stop it from rusting anymore. And I don't know if you guys remember, there was a crack here. I did the repair with fiberglass. Came out really nice. Here you could tell the fiberglass was there, but I mean, you can't even tell I fixed that area. Came out very nice. So solid too. See the difference here? The difference? Look. See? Even up here, look. This is a hard spot, so you can tell that it was fiberglass right there. But that concludes video for today. I need to fix these damn doors. What the hell is that? Oh, it looks like it's the little stopper things. I won't let it turn. Yeah, that's it. Gotta put a little lithium grease on it. Alright, so yeah, that concludes the video for today. Like I said, tomorrow, supposedly it's not supposed to rain. So tomorrow I'll come out here, sand this bad boy, get a little bit of solution to stop the rust on it. And yeah, I guess go on from there. I just felt a little bit of rain. I don't know if that was the gutter or what. But we were pretty close to getting to the paint process, so can't wait for that.